In yesterday's episode, where I was sort of complaining about the fact that my camera was in my road and I was having a hard time working around it, well, probably people were thinking, why don't you hang it from your gantry from overhead? After all, a lot of other modelers who are doing the videoing of their project, they hang their camera from overhead, and it seems to work out okay. Well, in this case, working with what I'm working with right now, you're going to see why I'm not hanging it overhead. But we'll try it anyway. Now, before we talk about why it is that I don't shoot from an angle like this when I'm doing this sort of thing, although I imagine it's already pretty obvious to some of you, some people are going to say, didn't we put this on yesterday? Well, the answer to that is yes, we did. And I took it off again and I tried to readjust one of the little hooks the other way. And I did. Now they both sort of hang from above. Now I will have to admit, it's really nice to be able to get my hands in here and, do this. I'll just sort of brace myself here. That may not be exactly right, but we will get it. Alright, now what happened? Did we hook ourselves down in here where we weren't supposed to? Almost. I'm going to put on my stronger glasses here. Okay, now might be a good time to say why it is that I don't like this angle. And the reason being is we are working right here, and then the other spot is up here. And you can hardly see that. It blends in with everything else. Whereas if I'm doing it the other way, see, I gotta get this just right here. So when I have the white background, you can see these the easy line and all these little parts really clear. Okay, now these are parallel. Are they going to stay parallel when I hang a lead-in wire from one of these? I think it probably will. I wonder, should there be a lead-in wire from both of these going down? I wonder on the real ship, was each one of these a separate antenna, or were they sort of ganged together in some sort of a parallel type thing? I don't know. Okay, we're back down where I like to be, at least from a photo angle standpoint. Now you can see how these are wanting to stay horizontal. I know I said parallel before, but I meant horizontal. And I was saying how I thought I could probably hook something onto one of these and it's going to stay more or less horizontal. We got to adjust these, like this one right here. It has to be moved out just a little bit to the end here on the yard arm, and also the same on this other one over here. And I know I pushed it in there just now, but we'll fix that. So I'm going to stick the macro lens on, and we'll move right in on this one right here and see if we can't move it out to the end, and then maybe we'll just put a little tiny bit of CA medium on it there just to hold it in place. And then maybe we'll repaint yet today. We'll see how it goes. Now, as near as I can tell, this one is out to the end here, about as much as it can get. About the only thing I can think of to do here is where the wire goes around and then comes back. If I could just sort of squeeze it a little bit here. I don't know if I made it better or worse. I think it's probably about as good as we can get it. Okay, now I'll try and find my CA medium. I forgot to get it ready. Now, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I'm thinking if I come up from the bottom, no, that's not a very good idea. I'm just going to go on the top here just a little bit. I would think that's all we're going to need. Now this one here is the one that I changed, and I bent it the other way, and I don't think I did a very good job. See, try and get a hold of this here. Now you can see there that the loop is just way too big. Oh, don't worry, we'll fix it. Okay, now maybe that was a blessing in disguise because I closed it up just a little bit. It's kind of the wrong angle, but I think we can probably twist that. Maybe I should be gluing it first. You know what, I'm going to take it off and I'm going to put a little bit of a twist on this. Now, I don't know if I improved it or not. Yeah, I did. But I gotta try and close that up because that's too obvious. I can actually see that. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. This might be a mistake. I'm just gonna CA it in place, and then we'll close it up later. About an hour has passed here now. I'm pretty sure that's dry. Now, I want to try and just close that up without damaging the yard arm. Well, I kind of did, only it went the other way. Actually, that's all right, I guess. I think once that's painted, it's going to be all right. Gotta maybe try and twist the whole thing a little bit more this way. Oh, it is just so delicate. I can't do it. I'm just going to leave it here. Maybe if I'm going to be fastening a wire onto it, I'll fasten it onto this one here, not this other one over here. And it'll sort of pull down a little bit. And mind you, the other end of this that you can't see is horizontal. Well, this one is almost, the difference is almost negligible. I don't know why I'm getting excited about it. All right. Let's move down and do the longer one. And then I'll talk about why I did the shorter one first. Okay, the long one that we were actually working on a couple of days ago, it goes from right here to right here. And I know all of a sudden, for no reason at all, I switched from doing the long one to the short one. And my thinking was, because I'm going to be wanting to be reaching in here, I was afraid I could accidentally catch this, because the other one would sort of be right where I want to put my hands and so on. So that's why I switched and did the short one first. Even though normally what you do is you do the lower things first, and then the higher ones. In this case, because the long one is actually closer to us by quite a bit. It's probably about 1.5 inches from straight up and down here to out here. Yeah, so let's work on that now. I'm actually going to have to make this up, the long one up, and the wire part, and what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and do it off camera, because I'll be doing it almost exactly like this one here, and we'll get it done. We got a long ways to go yet. I can't video everything, even though I'd like to. Just let me make a little bit of room here. I want to talk about something. Put my glasses on so I can see. Okay, somebody was asking me about this bonus kit. Now this is a turret, as you can see, and it's the exact same scale as the turrets that are going to go in our Bismarck. And was I planning to do it on camera? And yeah, I probably will. Now, I won't do it as soon as we're finished here because I've got to make the case. And I've gone through a lot of different ideas about the case. What should it look like? And so on. And I'm thinking at this point, well, first of all, I had originally thought of doing something that would be like a upside down fish tank. No matter what side you looked at it, you could see in it. There'd be glass on the top even. I've kind of given up on that idea, and I'm thinking of something that would be probably mounted on the wall, and it would have to be wide enough on the wall so that it would accommodate the length of this ship. However, my thinking right now is that I might be making another model. And my thinking right now, and don't count on it, I'm thinking of maybe the hood, if it's still available. I'm thinking about it. I know that some people are kind of wondering if I'm going to be going back down into my workshop. And for those of you who have just started in this series and have never watched anything else I did, right underneath where I'm sitting is a beautiful workshop. It's a dream workshop. It's got everything you could possibly want, more or less, except lots of room. If I wanted to try and turn around end for end a board that was more than 12 feet long, I couldn't do it. I mean, it's kind of cramped. But I've got everything you could want down there. One end of the basement is a metal room where I've got a metal lathe and a welder and a bandsaw that'll cut metal, that kind of stuff, like a power hacksaw sort of thing. Anyway, yeah, and then in the rest of the workshop is all woodworking stuff. Almost every machine that you don't need, I've got. Yeah. Anyway, am I going to go back down there and work in the workshop? My feeling right now is, well, I kind of don't feel like it. And I got to do what I want to do. I think that possibly this feeling was starting already way back when we were bringing this table up the stairs. I think that I was sort of losing my feeling of always wanting to be in the workshop down in the basement. I had spent hours, days, weeks down there before. If somebody phoned me, they knew that I'd be answering the phone down in my workshop. Well, that's changed. I just don't feel like it anymore. Now maybe it'll come back. I'm not going to sell everything that I've got down there. It's exactly the way it was the last time I did something, which was that walnut clock about a year ago. Yeah, I'm not going to go and sell everything just because I don't feel like going down there anymore. Anyway, about the case. So the case I would have to make so it would, mount flat on the wall, and it would probably be about 2 inches deeper than this is wide, and then long enough that it would accommodate the hood. Now, for those of you that don't know, the complementary model that comes to this with this is the hood, and it's about this much longer than this. Slightly narrower, but it's longer. So the case would have to be built with that in mind. And that has to be done before I start on this. Now, this kit, I looked at it when I first got it. I haven't had the box open since we first got this thing. But I was kind of disappointed. I felt that the detail just wasn't quite there. It gives you a fantastic idea of the size and everything. You can see that it runs way down into the ship, and if I have it somewhere in the case where you can see it in comparison with the turrets that are going to be mounted here, like the dummy turrets, you'll be able to envision, oh my goodness, this thing goes way down into the ship, and it did, as most of you know. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble here. So about this, I'll probably make it, and I will do it on camera. It shouldn't take very long. But I've thought that before. I thought that this rigging was going to go a lot faster than it has. I thought we'd be done the rigging by now, but and I think we're probably only maybe half done. There's more little ropes and wires that have to be strung to make it look more or less realistic. Now this one here, I'll admit it is taking a lot of time because it's kind of a finicky thing. It's not like you're just running one strand. Now I better go ahead and finish the other three so we can put them up. And enough rambling. Thanks for listening.
And now for a bit of a disclaimer here. This is just how I feel right now. It may not be how I feel in, a few months from now. But this is the plan. And things are changing quickly. You know how when you're a little kid and you're 5 years old and then next year you're 6 years old, there's quite a noticeable change. Well, when you get to the other end of your road, it sort of works the same way, only kind of in reverse. And so, there might be a big change in a year from now. We don't know. I'm going to just do the best I can. And like I say, that's the plan for now.
Now, I know I said I wasn't going to show making these three up because I was going to be doing it exactly the same way as I did the first one. However, I am going to be doing part of it different. So I will show it. And what I'm going to be doing differently is, maybe some of you noticed in the comments that Tony had suggested that try and have the spreader bar at the right angle before you bend it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist it so that the hook, if I can here now, is going to be, in other words, this is going to be in the right direction. When we drop the hook over the yard arm, the spreader bar is going to be horizontal. Now this is going to be kind of hard to do and show you. So we want to bend it right there. It's not wanting to bend right here. Okay, I'm going to have to reposition here. Okay, I think I've got it here. Let's pretend that our little drill bit here was the yard arm. And when we drop the hook over it, this is going to be horizontal. I know it's vertical right now, but the yard arm is wrong too, so. Anyway, just wanted to show that. Now, I think when I had started this episode, I had said something about maybe we'd do some painting it today, but I can see that's out. Never goes as planned. And that may well be with the case I was talking about and, getting the model hood. Whoops. That wasn't planned either. Okay, let's get it turned around here and untangled from down below. You know what? I think we're going to end this episode. I am terribly tangled up here in the little boats that were just below this. And I kind of got it, but not quite. Yeah, thanks for watching. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.